Rolling Hills Asylum. Located in East Bethany, New York, just minutes between two major airports, Rolling Hills Asylum is a hotbed of paranormal activity. They have been featured on Travel Channel's Ghost Adventures, Paranormal Challenge, as well as Sci-Fi Channel's Ghost Hunters. Rolling Hills Asylum has been named the #2 most haunted location in the United States by HauntedNorthAmerica.com. The property was established on January 1st, 1827, as the county poor farm. Throughout the years, it has operated as a poor farm, infirmary, orphanage, tuberculosis hospital, nursing home, and more. Past residents and inmates consist of widows, orphans, physically disabled, mentally unstable, murderers, and more. Over 1,700 bodies are buried in unmarked graves, and hundreds more deaths went undocumented. Rolling Hills Asylum is known for a plethora of phenomena, including disembodied voices, doors slamming, footsteps, sounds of furniture moving, full-body apparitions, shadow people, ghostly touches, and numerous Class A EVP. Rolling Hills Asylum proudly offers historical and flashlight tours, 4- and 8-hour public ghost hunts, 8- and 9-hour private ghost hunts, and more, by appointment or pre-booking only. For more information, please visit www.rollinghillsasylum.com. That's www.rollinghillsasylum.com. Or give them a call, 585-502-4066. That's 585-502-4066. Rolling Hills Asylum. What are you doing this weekend?
All right, rock soldiers, listen up. This is J.W. Street of Hellraiser, and we're locked and loaded right here on D.T.M. Wicked Radio. Crank it up!
All I hear is these voices telling me I made certain choices, saying an amends at this point would be pointless, telling me don't bother cause she's a goner. To truly be forgiven is divine and that's beyond her. Let me sing closest thing to a wedding ring. The only thing that's weeping right now is these guitar strings. I'm a star, see, but it's so hard to see, to always have to be the life of the party. I ended up a class clown, bad habits passed down, addiction touching me and my friends just like a pat down. We're from a bad town where heroin's inevitable. Breathe for your friend, man, or he might be a vegetable. It's so incredible, the shit that I done made it through. I made it to those gates and grateful I never made it through. I maybe made it to say what I gotta say to you, or show these kids what it is and maybe get to save a few.
Out of the darkness and into the light, I will never give up this fight. I will always stand my ground. You will never break me down. Been through it all, could you walk with me? Becoming the person I was meant to be. I will always stand my ground. You will never break me down.
All I hear is my fans telling me to take another chance. What kind of music do I gotta make to catch a glance? Cause every major label's gonna ask if I can dance and tell me I can make my own music. They got their own plan. See, I'm my own man, family gang program. Beam and sellers carry our destiny in our own hands. Now that's a plan. Rest in peace to my man Stan. He'll never see his little boy become a man. Damn, it's to my ex-girl who just lost her husband. Promise that I'm here for you now, cause I never was then. And to those voices that haunt me, I'm just so sorry. I did the best that I could and I'm just so worried. The thought of responsibility is killing me, so I'll step up to the plate just unwillingly. I got a feeling that a curveball's coming. These voices keep saying that they heard about something.
Out of the darkness and into the light, I will never give up this fight. I will always stand my ground. You will never break me down. Been through it all, could you walk with me? Becoming the person I was meant to be. I will always stand my ground. You will never break me down.
All he hears is his mother and she's losing it, crying on the other end, saying it's not if he's gonna die, it's that she wonders when. How can a little baby boy stay suffering? She stays carrying this picture of her hugging him. Look what the drugs have done to him, she's always mumbling. She's always walked a straight line, her son stumbling. She made a promise that she's never missed a church, see? If God will walk with her son throughout the surgery, it's an emergency, we need you, God, right now. She wipes the blood off his mouth and throws the white towel. You made it out of the darkness, you with the light now. But please don't ever give up, don't stop the fight now.
Fight now. Listening to the light, I will never give up this fight. I will always stand my ground. You will never break me down. Been through it all, could you walk with me? Becoming the person I was meant to be. 'Cause I will always stand my ground. You will never break me down.
The historical Fort William Henry Conference Center and Resort is a proud sponsor of D.T.M. Wicked Radio. If you're looking for a relaxing getaway, the historical Fort William Henry Resort and Conference Center is your destination. Come enjoy the beautiful mountains, the gorgeous lake, and everything Lake George has to offer in upstate New York, right off the Adirondack Mountains. For reservations, you can go to www.fortwilliamhenry.com or call 1-800-234-0267. The Fort William Henry Resort and Conference Center is your destination for the perfect getaway.
And Mr. George, are we back?
We are back.
Why don't you welcome us back? And I have a church of Second Sight tonight.
You got it. Welcome back, everybody. We are speaking with Eden Scott Cross. We are having a great conversation here. Actually, that first hour flew by like it does every week. We say the same thing every week. I feel like we could basically start the second hour of every show exactly the same because every week we have these great guests, and I say the same thing. It was a great first hour, and it flew by.
Absolutely.
So it's just that way every week. And you're doing a great job of getting amazing guests, Victor. I got to give you your props on that.
Thank you. Well, you know what? Eden actually found me. She and I have been friends on Facebook for a while, and she approached me and said, I'd like to be on your show. And I said, you will be on our show, and that's how it started. So, but thanks for the props, Chris. I really appreciate it because, I worked very hard producing the show. And I just want to say, I want to give some props to Denny and Tiff because I've never managed a Blog Talk Network screen before. It is not like anything I've ever used, and I need a little more coaching on this because for some reason I can't connect you guys on Skype together and then signal over to Blog Talk. But Denny and I will work that. I'd like to do more of this. I'd like to, I think it gives us an opportunity to have a little bit of a different perspective on the way things work. And Denny and Tiff, I love you guys. I don't know if you can even hear me tonight because I know your internet's down, but I love you guys and thank you for all the hard work you do on the D.T.M. Wicked Radio Network for all of us who are your friends and the hosts on the network and family, because we really are a D.T.M. family. Thank you guys so much.
All right, and Vic, the little thing that we have going on in October, you think we should bring it up yet or no?
Probably a little too soon. I wouldn't push that yet because it hasn't been formally set yet. So let's let that go for a little while.
You got it. All right, well, let's start the second hour, buddy. Why don't you take the first question?
Well, I have a Church of Second Sight, Chris.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was the Church of Second Sight.
No. Now,
go for it, buddy. Go for it.
For those of you who listened to the show last week, you know that we had on the wonderful C.J. Martis, angel communicator, angel incarnate, because that's what she is. Her book is Angel Incarnate, One Birth, and her website is angelincarnate.com. In any event, during the process of the discussion that we were having, we both said that we have, how can we say this without sounding a little weird? I guess you could call it residual wing memory. Now, for CJ, she experiences the feeling of seeing her wings sprouting and unfolding. And as I mentioned on the show last week, I have this itching sensation that dermatologists can't figure out. And if you were to trace the lines where this itching takes place, it would be where my wings would be attached if I had wings in this lifetime. So she has her wing deployment visions and senses and feelings. I have my wing itch. In any event, if there was a medical term for this, I guess you could call it wing attachment memory, or wham. So in any event,
Victor, I love that.
Wait, Chris, hold on. Let me finish, and then you can say whatever you want to say. 'Cause I'm on a roll right now with this. So anyway, Chris, believe it or not, I reached out to a pharmaceutical firm, a major pharmaceutical company, and we are now in the process of developing an ointment that can be applied to stop the itching and wing sensations, and we're going to call the medicine WHAM, Wing Attachment Medicine. Now, of course, there's always two sides of the coin, as you know, Chris. And there are two places in which some of us who come into this world have previously dwelled, some upstairs and some downstairs. So I'm happy to announce that we're also working on a special medicine just for our friends who come from down under. It's called HAM, Horn Attachment Medicine. That's right, Horn Attachment Medicine for horn attachment memory. And Chris, we're making it with you in mind because we know that you're so horny. And that's my church's second sight.
Victor, that's true. But I got to tell you, I had an odd itch today myself, but we won't get into that. And that's our Church of Second Sight.
Absolutely. We're not going to talk about that itch at all. And you know what? There's a thing called Quell Cream for that one, Chris, but we won't talk about that either.
You know, that's very funny. Meanwhile, Victor, our friend in the chat room, before we get on with the interview, because our friend Rocky asked a really great question in the chat room, and he said he's always wondered if spirits can smell. Okay?
I saw
that's a great question, and I actually have an answer for that. So, Rocky, I hope you're listening. All I can say is when I do a seance and I'm channeling spirit and I'm not myself, I've had spirit smoke cigarettes, okay? I've had spirits drink a little bit of wine, take a shot of whiskey, and people have asked me, or spirit through me, can you taste it? Can you smell that? Can you feel yourself inhaling it? And they always say no. But what it is an attachment to a memory, okay? They remember what it was like to take that drink. They remember what it's like to, inhale that cigarette and smell the smoke. Can they actually taste that alcohol? Can they actually smell that smoke? As far as what I've been told by spirit, the answer to that is no. It's more or less a memory that they have of it and less the fact that they can actually do it. So I don't know if you have a different answer to that, but I would love to hear it if you do.
Well, Chris, just to address that situation, if you think about every sensation that we have, it's all part of energy. It's an electrochemical response to stimulus.
Right.
So, and that becomes part of memory. So even though you're not experiencing a certain fragrance, a smell, or a feeling at a given time, you have a memory of that smell, that fragrance, that feeling, that sensation. So why wouldn't you carry those memories with you? And sometimes those memories are so lifelike that they feel like they're actually happening right now.
Exactly.
I would agree with you completely.
Yeah.
I would agree completely. Because it's also my understanding that in spirit we don't, one of the reasons that if, in fact, you do believe in reincarnation, which I do, one of the reasons that we're living here on Earth to experience all of these kinds of sensations.
Absolutely.
Because those don't exist in the spirit realm, they're not necessary and they're not there. So yeah.
Wait a minute, Eden. Chris, you have to help me with this. Are you trying to say that we don't experience pleasure after death?
You asking me, Victor?
I'm asking both of you.
Well,
it's different, right, Chris?
You don't experience pleasure. Listen, in a couple weeks on the Paranormal Lounge, I have a guy coming on who wrote a book called Ghost Sex. So do they experience the actual pleasure of the sex? Probably not, but I think it's the memory of the sex that that is giving them that feeling. We'll find out about that on the Paranormal Lounge. But a friend of mine who is actively having sex with spirit for years now, and she says it's absolutely phenomenal.
Absolutely. You know why? Because
I don't know if the spirit is feeling exactly what she's feeling, but
you know why, Chris? The answer is the spirit listens to her before sex, and that's why she's having such a wonderful experience.
You learn something on this show every single week.
Chris, I
happy to be with us tonight.
Chris, I preach this all the time. That the best foreplay is listening. The best foreplay is